What is up, Scentsy fans? It's Patricia, and welcome to another week of Tester Tuesday. This is a spot where I review Scentsy bars and get my feedback out to you in hopes that might help you decide if a scent's going to work for you or not. Now, this week we have two scents to review, and both are from the Mother's Day collection, which is leaving us May 31st. So, let's get started. All right, let's talk about our first place scent for the week. It is Blue Water and Sea Salt. This one had 26% of the vote. It's this nice teal, greeny blue colored wax. And on cold sniff, I would say this is about a medium, maybe even a medium plus for me. And Scentsy has put this in the fresh category. So let's read the scent description. Scentsy says, white neroli brings citrus notes to a tranquil blend of sea salt and cucumber water. So they talk about neroli, citrus, sea salt, and cucumber water. Now I think what I get the least is the sea salt. But I looked up neroli. What is neroli? It says it's from the bitter orange tree and it's sweet, floral, and citrusy aroma with a fresh green undertone. So I would say yes, because there is a freshness to this. There's definitely a floral presence and it almost feels like a little tiny bit of greenery. So it talks about citrus and I think that's working really well with the neroli. And I definitely smell cucumber. I don't know if it's cucumber water, but it smells like cucumber. So I have a note here. It's a green floral aquatic type scent. I feel like there could even be water lotus in this. So if you're someone that really likes water lotus, it might be in here. It's very fresh, almost like you're slicing the cucumber and you get that fresh wateriness from the cucumber. And I also think that in a way it's a little bit spa-like, but it's strong. How do I say this? It's almost too strong to be a spa scent because it's somewhat saturated. I find it's very easy to smell for me. So spa scents I feel are really light and airy, and this is a little bit more saturated and dense. On cold sniff, it reminded me of a scent that was one of those jelly air fresheners but from back in the day, and I don't know, maybe it just reminds me of that. But if you're someone that doesn't know what those smell like, maybe if you took something like By the Sea and dialed down some of the sharpness of that and then added a little bit of aloe water and cucumber and also maybe iridescent pearl, then maybe you'd get something like Blue Water and Sea Salt. So let's talk about the family ratings. Now I did miss Erica's ratings this week. I don't know how, I just forgot to ask her and she's at the gym right now. So if I think about it, I'll put down in the comments what they are if I get to ask her. But my mother-in-law came by the day that we were warming this, so I will mention what she said. So my husband said, this smells like flowers in the garden. And he said 7 out of 10. And Ryan said 9.5 out of 10. And my mother-in-law, who is very picky and doesn't really like most scents, when she was washing her hands in the kids' bathroom, she said, oh, it smells really good in here. And my husband and I both looked at each other like, because she usually doesn't like much of anything. So not saying it like she's negative, but she's sensitive to scents. So this got the thumbs up for her. So I put it in the kids' bathroom, and I would say on day one, it was probably about a 9 out of 10, very strong. And she smelled it on day 2, which was probably about 5 to 6. Now, it did about the same in my boys' room. I would say a little bit lighter in throw. It was probably about an 8-ish, but it was a kind of scent that I could smell as I was approaching their rooms. I left both scents about 2 days. Actually, I cheated and took the bathroom wax and put it in with the boys' room. And today is the 3rd day for the boys' room. I'll just change it once I get home from work. So just because I'm being lazy, but yes. So if you like scents that are very fresh, aquatic, floral, and a little bit of greenery, I think you're going to want to pick this one up. And I probably could have put this in the open area because it was strong enough. However, it doesn't really read like an open area scent to me. For me, it's more of a bathroom scent. So next time, if I were to use this, I could probably use just 1 cube. Or it's a good scent to put in a stinky boys' room when they need a little freshening up. This is a good one to go with. The only thing I will say is this scent doesn't seem like a modern scent to me. It seems like a scent that Scentsy would have come out early in their development. But it's still nice. It's still pleasant. Would it be one that I would repurchase? I don't think so, but it's not that I'm opposed to it. I'm just trying to diminish my stash. But if it was in one of those bundles, I would say, oh, I like that scent. It wouldn't deter me from picking up the bundle. So pretty good. I was pleased with the performance for sure. That is Blue Water and Sea Salt. All right, let's talk about our second place scent for the week. Also from the Mother's Day collection, it is Vanilla Rose. This one had 19% of the vote. It's this pretty pink colored wax. And Scentsy has put this in the floral section. And on cold sniff, I would say it's between light and medium in intensity. So let's read the scent description. Scentsy says, Fresh Clementine brightens a bouquet of soft vanilla bean and English rose. So when I put this in the warmer, and then went back to check on it, and I walked into the room, and it immediately reminded me of a certain scent. Now, I don't have any of that scent to compare, and so I could be off, but my scent memory took me to Sugar Blossom. That was the scent that a couple years ago they put in the bakery, and we all said, no, it is not bakery. But they put it in the bakery, and it's very much a floral vanilla type scent. And actually, I wrote the scent notes down. It says sugar dipped golden blossoms, sugared citrus, and vanilla. So somewhat similar to the notes that are in here. Now, I actually liked Sugar Blossom, but I didn't like that they try to pass it off as a bakery. So sometimes I think when that happens, we get a little bit of a hate on for a scent, but it was actually a fairly enjoyable scent. Now, I don't care for rose scents, and typically I usually, scent appeal is very low. However, the scent appeal on this was pretty good. I would say maybe about a 7, and on warm, I would say maybe a 7 or 8. It's one of those scents that when I walked into the room, I thought, wow, this is so nice. Everything was blended really nicely together. And I think the key point for me is the rose, which is the English rose. I couldn't really tell that it was rose. It just smelled like a pretty floral. So it was like a pretty floral mixed with the citrus, mixed with a really nice vanilla. And it just came across like a really cozy bedroom scent. This was really well done in my opinion. So I have notes here. Reminds me of Sugar Blossom. It's sweet, citrusy, a slight perfuminess. It's probably about 50% floral, but I couldn't tell it was rose. And a creamy vanilla with it. So let's see what my family thought, and I wish I would have got Erica's opinion, but okay, my husband says, I don't like this one. It smells like nothing, and he went 5, and then he gave it a 4, then he gave it a 3. So he said 3 out of 10. And Eric obviously didn't smell it, but I actually put it in her room. She never said anything, but I put it in her room. And Ryan said, this smells nice. He gave it 9.5. He liked both scents this week. And I asked him, which one do you prefer? He said, I like them both. I will say, somebody asked me once, do you ask your family what their thoughts are once it's warmed? And I usually don't. I just, take note if they comment on a scent. They rarely comment on a scent once it's warming. But if they do, I know it's either really good or really bad for them. But anyway, back to the review. So what I decided to do is put 1 cube in the storage room and 3 cubes in Erica's room. Now, I will say I didn't want it here in my bedroom because I was a little bit nervous of how it was going to come out on warm. I thought, what if the rose really comes out, and I just don't want that in my bedroom. So that's what I did. But after warming it, I would have been fine having it in my bedroom, and there's 4 cubes left, so maybe that's what I'll do. So in the storage room, I have a note that it was between 6.5 and 7 at its max, and I left it going 2 days. I took that wax. It still had scent starting on day 3, which is today, and I actually put it in Erica's room. And so Erica's room is going on day 3. I just thought I'm just going to merge them so Erica's room is a little bit stronger. Erica's room did a little bit better. I would say 8 out of 10 on day 1. Yesterday it was probably about a 5-ish. And with the extra wax today, I'll probably change it once I get home from work. So yeah, this was a really well blended scent. I would say it's a great bedroom scent, a smaller space scent, small to medium. I don't think it would be open concept worthy, but it might be a good scent to put in my open layout if I knew my mother-in-law was coming around, because I don't think it would be a boomer there. So most rose scents are very, very strong. This one doesn't present to me that way, and it also doesn't present as an obvious rose, which for me is a 2 thumbs up. So will I be repurchasing this one? It's not that I'm opposed to repurchasing. I really enjoyed it, but I probably don't need another one. But again, if it was in a bundle or something, I would say, yes, I enjoyed that one. I remember enjoying it. So much better than I thought it was going to be when first announced, Vanilla Rose. And in general, a really good Mother's Day collection. All right, let's move to the portion of the video where I'm going to present to you 6 scents, and you guys are going to vote. You vote by early Wednesday morning down in the YouTube comment section, 2 different scents. And if you can't do that, find my Instagram post. It's Patricia Gates, and put your 2 votes there. All right, so we're going to do 3 scents that are currently available and 3 from the wheel. So let's do, from the Puddles and Petals collection, we're going to do scent number 1, Rugged Mountain Rain. Scent number 2, also from that collection, is the Saguaro Desert Rain. I'm sure I probably said it wrong again. Don't correct me. We're just going to move on. And scent number 3 is upcoming scent of the month for June. I received this but haven't done a first sniffs video. It is Lemon, Sugar, and Sage. So let's branch off to the wheel. We'll pick 3 retired scents from the wheel, and then you guys can put your 2 votes in. Okay, so here we are with the wheel of names. I have 27 scents on here. What I'm going to do is shuffle them and then spin, and we're going to pick scents 4 through 6. So here we go. Shuffle and spin. So for scent number 4, we have, it looks like we have Candy Orchard. So I'm going to remove that. Then I'm going to shuffle. Then I'm going to spin. So scent number 5 is going to be, oh, I think we had this one last week. Dream Big Princess. I'm going to remove that, and then I'm going to shuffle them, and then I'm going to spin. And last, for scent number 6, what do we have, Vanna? We have, scent number 6 is Peachy and Palm Trees. Gotta love the wheel. Thanks for spending the last few minutes with me. I hope you have a great day in your neck of the woods. Don't forget to like and subscribe and vote. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next video.